Hi everyone, welcome back. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you turn your settings to the highest on the YouTube video so that you can see it in the best quality. Now, it's about to be my birthday. I had this vision in my head, and so I went to the beauty supply store and got these two colors. And we about to start coloring, so I'll be back. Make sure you guys go wash your wigs and have them prepared so that we can start coloring. All right, so we have our wig, so follow me over here. We have our wig wash and everything, so we're gonna lay the wig onto the wig head. So you want to make sure you have your T-pins, that way you can secure it properly. So here you're gonna see me just use some T-pins for the wig. Let me tell y'all something. I have not colored a wig since probably like a year after high school. It was like the last time I colored me a wig. But I trust myself, and guess what? I got this bad boy on my head, so I'll be okay. All right, so here all I'm doing is detangling the hair to make sure it's nice and proper. All right, now that I did that, you're gonna see me section off the hair so that I can color it with ease. So here what I'm doing is I'm sectioning off the hair that's on the frontal, and I also will have it linked in my Amazon storefront so you guys can purchase this blonde wig. Go ahead and section it off, right? So it's basically in like quadrant. I have one section, and then I have the next side. For now, I'm gonna just leave the back, pin it up. All right, so here you have it sectioned off. In the front, it's parted down the middle in two, and then as you can see, it's the top portion with the frontal, and then the back part is just pinned up because I'm going to work on that last. I want to start working on the roots first. If you've seen the picture in the beginning, then you see where I'm getting at. And I'm also using two different colors. So I want to be as meticulous and precision based as possible. And so I'm gonna start working with one side and then working with the next side, and then we're gonna move. You guys, now get your gloves. Put your gloves on, baby. So I have these mini bowls. I have two of them. And then I also have some brushes. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this door. This is in the color baby blue. Now I'm just gonna pour a little bit. I'm not gonna pour a lot. I'm just gonna pour a little bit and then add more as I go. So I probably put like 1/3 of the bottle in there. And so I'm gonna be doing blue roots, and then I wanted to get light blue, and then I wanted to have really hot pink tips at the end. So yeah. So if you're using brushes, you see how these are two different sizes. I'm gonna use this one because I'm working on the roots and I want to really get in there and have it nice and sharp. So I'm gonna save this big one for the end. So I'm starting here. You guys can see this is the color, this is the brush. I'm not gonna dip the whole brush in there. I'm just putting it right on the tips. Right on the tip, like this. And so here we go.
Money, hold up, gotta, cut up, lot of orders, dollars, quarters, wrist, water, rich, water, bitch, on a, wanna, come on, hunter, hey, I'm a stunner, summer, minute. Hunter, cook up, hey, my crew, hey, surfer, wave, pop it, sippin' acorn, rich nigga on A1, baby, back in that acorn, baby, butter pecan, bringing that on the refund, bringing that back till I see the sun, I fuck the bitch on the jet.
All right, I'm at the top of the other side, so I'm almost done with the top part.
Money, hold up, gotta, cut up, lot of orders, dollars, quarters, wrist, water, rich, water, bitch, on a, wanna, come come on, hold on, hey, I'm a stoner, summer, minute, Hana, cook up, hey, my crew, hey, 𝒍�𝒂𝒕𝒆, hop it, sippin' acorn, rich nigga on A1, baby, back in that A-con, baby, butter pecan, bringing that on a refund, bringing that back till I see the sun, I fuck the bitch on the dick, keep me get on her neck, she only come.
Right, so as y'all can see, the top portion is done. It's looking real nice. So now it's time for the back. Okay, it's time for the back now. All right, we putting on our gloves. Add in some more blue to the container. And I'm gonna start from the bottom up, okay? It's gonna be the same thing like this with just the roots.
Money, hold up, gotta, cut up, lot of orders, dollars, quarters, wrist, water, reach, water, bitch, on a, wanna, come on, hold on, hey, I'm a stoner, summer, minute, Hana, cook up, hey,
All right, now I'm working on the top. And so I'm taking the sides part off because I want everything to match up seamlessly. Just taking off a little bit of those sides, and then I'm gonna work in the middle. Now I'm using way more than I did in the back as far as how much I put on my brush. I don't want any patches.
Money, hold up, gotta, cut up, lot of orders, dollars, quarters, wrist, water, reach, water, bitch, on a, wanna, come on, hold on, hey, I'm a stoner, summer, minute, Hana, cook up, hey, my crew, hey, 𝒍�𝒂𝒕𝒆, hop it. Sippin' acorn, rich nigga on A1, baby, back in that A-con, baby, butter pecan, bringing that on a refund, bringing that back till I see the sun, I fuck the bitch on the dick, keep me get on her neck.
It's almost done, so now we're gonna add the pink at the tips. So I'm gonna be using the pink rose at the ends.
Money, hold up, gotta, cut up, lot of orders, dollars, quarters, wrist, water, reach, water, bitch, on a, wanna, come on, hold on, hey, I'm a stoner, summer, minute, Hana, cook up, hey, my crew, hey, 𝒍�𝒂𝒕𝒆, hop it. Sippin' acorn, rich nigga on A1, baby, back in that A-con.
So I went ahead and added some of the baby hairs to be pink and blue. And yeah, it's looking nice. Alright, so my hair is braided. I'm about to wipe off my face and take a shower. So I'm gonna take beeswax and I'm gonna go ahead and put that all on my edges. I'm gonna take my comb. You can use a brush if you like, but I prefer the comb and then using my finger. I like to use the alcohol wipe. It has aloe in it. I'm just wiping along my forehead. I'm taking my whip cap and I'm putting it on. So I'm just bringing this down. So with the knot in the back, it made it a nice and tight for me, so I could go ahead and cut my ear tab. Now I'm gonna cut my ears. So what I'm gonna do is use my scissor and cut right here. And I did a nice small hole. This is pretty big, honestly, but you don't want your hole to be big. You want it to be nice and small so it can, you see how it fits here perfectly and it's on my skin. It's not laid above it. So it's going to be so much easier when it's time for me to put the spray. So I'm trying to move it a little bit higher. You got your ears out. You're going to take your spray. I'm using the Eben Wonderlace Bond Spray, the active one. And now you just want to take it and you're going to spray it along your hairline. So I'm going to spray it. I'm not going to go too far back, but I want to spray it all right here on my skin, because that's where I wanted to cut it, and then right here along the hairline a little bit. Basically, when you're doing it, you just want to trace your hairline. You want to make sure it's covering your hair. Now you want to take your blow dryer on warm and go ahead and blow it. You don't want to touch it or anything because it'll get white. You just want it to get it dry fully. All right, so we did that, and you see darker spot is right here. That's where the spray is at. And when you put your finger on it, you should be able to run your finger against it and not feel any tackiness. And that's when you know it's dry. So now we can go in and cut. I like to start above this. I just like to cut here first. And I go ahead and I cut the air tab. And then I go ahead and do the same thing again. And I bring this over my head. I'm going to cut, and I want to be careful because if you cut too much, it'll do this weird thing where it'll start unraveling and like pull up. So, because remember you stretched it down. So you just want to take your time and go along the hairline. And that's why when you're using the adhesive spray, you want to make sure you're spraying it exactly where you want it. That way you don't have to do any unnecessary cutting other than what you don't want, because you sprayed where you already wanted it. You see, I'm not trying to lift it up to try and cut more because I don't need it up there. I'm taking my time, and as you can see where it needs to be cut. And I like to put the scissors against the skin, that way I can get it nice and flat like that. Using the scissors against my skin, that way I can get a nice, clean, crisp cut. Right here, I'm gonna just leave that because I don't want it to lift up. Oh, I might have to do a blonde Caesar. Like, I think I really like to. What you think? All right, now that you got that done, I'm just gonna go ahead and move that little piece to the back, wrapping it around the knot that I made, and then tucking it under. So in the back, it looks like this. You got your bowl cap. So now on to your next. Now you want to get your glue product. I'm gonna be using the Erica J, Hold Me Down adhesive spray, and then the Erica J glue. I'm just gonna go like one time, and you just want to make that dry down. Now we're gonna go in with our glue. If you've never used this before, you need to run and get it now. It's also gonna be in my Amazon storefront. I'll have it linked below. But this is a silicone mask applier, and it is the best thing when applying glue because it easily peels off, and you don't have to worry about it getting stuck in your combs and all that extra stuff. And I like to get it a little shaped up. I'm gonna go ahead and apply. So first, I'm gonna start around the hairline. You know, it's so funny, every single time I do my hair, I always forget to try my wig on and like line it up. I'm gonna just take my applicator. I like to go right along the line. I'll work my way back after, but I really like to work right there. That cleaned up. I like to take my time. And you see how I'm not going upwards, I'm going down. So I like to just continue going down and then working my way back with the excess. Let that first layer dry. And while it's drying, I'm gonna go ahead and apply my makeup towards the top. So now I'm gonna apply my makeup. I'm mixing two because I want a bit of a darker shade. I'm using my Urban Decay foundation that matches my skin tone, and then I'm gonna go on top of it with a dark cocoa. Because I'm doing lighter color, I kind of don't want a white scalp look. You don't have to use anything expensive. You use Kiss, you can use LA Girl. I'm just using what I have. This color that I get, And now I'm just gonna go on top. I'm gonna also do the same thing inside of my wig cap. I'm going in with another layer of glue. And you want to make sure it's thin because you see how it dried nice, smooth, and clear. That's what you want. Adding a lot of dots because I want to go ahead and work it back. Just go down, and any excess I like to wipe up. Keep going through it to just make sure it's nice and smooth. To let it air dry, I don't really like to go in with the blow dryer, but if you are trying to move a little bit faster, just use your blow dryer uncool. Going ahead and just dabbing. All right, so I got the inside of that padded up. All right, now I got it glued down. So now I'm going to comb the hair back. It was already cut before, the wig I already had on before. So just go like that. Bring it up a little bit. Worry about the back when it's time for the back. You can see it's already cut, so this should be the tab. This should be the other tab. I'm just making sure like all the hair is out the way. And now we get going. So I like to bring it, and I like to make sure my tabs are where I need them to be for when I bring it down. So now I'm bringing it down, and I'm putting it right here onto my glue. I did one side, and I like to just make sure the front, I like to make sure the front is laid down properly, because if the front is laid down properly, then everything else should be laid down properly. So, and I like to work with the front first and not press in anything. Because I need to make sure that it's laid properly so that I can go ahead and tie it down after the fact. So this is one tab. That's gonna be one tab. And so this should be making its way like this. I gotta feel the scalp to make sure it's on correctly. And like I said before, you still have time to move around and do what you need to do. Especially, like I said, don't press it in yet. You just want to lay it down and make sure everything is where it needs to be. So this side is good. When I feel the scalp, I don't feel any bumps. So now what is left for me to do is to get this side done. And so this has to come down a bit more. Hold on.
Get on her neck, she only coming for 6. Speed in the bitch, I stick up my foot on their neck. Finna put on the wrist. I used to drop it at X. From the strong, gotta keep it a gun. Not a break up at that strong. Fucking hoe by the weekend remind. She want me sticking it deep in her gut. Let me know if you wouldn't know what. Catch your body, I keep it on hush. You pussy gon' tell her to rush. Come to the spot and I'm feeling the splash. I'm fuck with these niggas a dub. Money, hold up, gotta, cuddle, lot of order, dollars, quarters, wrist, water, reach, water, your bitch. Come on, hey, I'm a stunner, summer, Benny, Hunter, cook up, hey, my crew, hey, surf up, wait.
So now that I have it laid down, I have to go in and make sure there's no lumps in the hair. Run your fingers right in it to feel if you feel any bumps. Because if you feel any bumps, it means you didn't lay it properly. Sometimes you might lay it down right here good. When you feel in the hairline, lumps. It feels really good. There is excess in the front, and that's going to get glued down. Just add some adhesive. Take my comb, the big side, and brush it back. And then I'm going to use the small side to really press it in. I want to make sure it's pressed onto the glue. And I just like to go down just in case there's any glue that it can adhere to. I'm just taking my comb and pressing the lace into the glue. So now what I'm doing, I'm taking a clip and clipping it back. That way I can really get into the space that I need. Also, this is the perfect time to go ahead and cut any excess lace. So here I'm just deciding if I want to keep that or if I want to cut it. I'm not cutting any of it. So you see, all right, this is fully glued down. When I pull the hair, you don't see any lace lifting up, right? But when I pull the hair right here, you see there's a bit of a lace lifting. When I pull the hair here, you see there's lace lifting. So all in those areas, I'm going to go ahead and put glue underneath. What I do is I like to put it right here and spread it out thin. Because remember, this is not like your hairline anymore, so you have to help. I like to just go right underneath. And as you add thin layers, it's gonna already start turning clear. I'm gonna go in and do that one more time once it's clear. But while it's drying, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other areas. So you see, I'm trying to keep it centered towards the top, right there, and right here. And I like to just spread it out all in those areas. I'm going all in those areas, and I'm being nice and generous because if the front of the lace is not laid, it's gonna fuck up the whole back because it's just gonna make everything start lifting. Here I am, and I'm just adding in those areas that need glue. Also, if you can see, it has a little bit of width right here. I like to add it in here because there's some small areas that it's not too much lifted, but you need to just pop it underneath. So like right here, I just like to pop it right up underneath there and just go like this with the top of it. And so I'm going into the areas that I put glue before to add a second layer. So that is nice and laid. So I'm going ahead and I'm doing the same thing all throughout. I'm not gonna tack it down until it gets clear. There's other areas, like this area is still drying, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fan it out. Use my finger to go ahead and wipe those white areas, to spread the glue across so that I can get it to get clear front, and then comb it back. Comb down the front, because you'll see any hairs that is being stuck to the glue. See, I'm just pressing the lace down as I'm moving back and pressing the lace down. So I'm just using this so I could get in there to make sure it's flatter than flat. If there's any hair stuck, I want to take it out now. So you can see right here it's a little bit of extra lace. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and get that cut off because I want no problems with my lace. And you see, I'm going to take the hair and put it up so that I can tie it down. You can use a blow dryer. I would say put it on cool first, but I'm gonna tie it down and lay it. So you want to sit for about 10-15 minutes. Let that soak up in, and I like to do a little pressy press to be sure that everything is good. Right now we're gonna go ahead and take this band off, and you just want to take your time. I'm trying to situate my baby hairs before I melt it, that way everything can be ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and section off the baby hairs, and like I said, those other places that are good, I'm just gonna go ahead and wax them in place. Sectioned off as well. Go ahead and wax that up. Wax away. And so for now, for the next step is when we're gonna go in with the hot comb, and then after the hot comb we're gonna melt and tie it down. And comb, and then use the back to press away. Comb, use the back to press away. Be careful. Comb, use the back and press away. And now I'm just gonna use the back and press. Now it's time to melt. So you want to move really fast. You want to have your band ready on your shoulder. All right, now that we have all of that slicked away, slicked away, slicked back, there's no excess here, there's no lace that I want to cut. It's nothing. Everything is all good. I'm gonna use, you want to have your hair up, tied away, baby hairs where you need that, and your band ready to go. So I'm not gonna spray directly on it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it on my fingertip. I'm gonna put it on my fingertip and pat. Spray my fingertip and pat. Spray my fingertip and pat. And that's all that I need to do. And now I'm gonna go ahead and tie down. And now we're getting our melt on. And so now while it's melting, we're gonna go ahead and style the hair. All right, now that we have this melted, we're gonna go ahead and start styling. This one, I love it so much because it gives a nice shine, nice hydration, and it is lightweight. I'm rubbing that in my hand, putting some on my scalp, run it through. Getting it worked on the ends. Part it down the middle. All right, my hair is flat iron, but I want it to be big and bouncy. I'm gonna speed it up and you guys will see me. And I'm using my comb and getting all these little extra hairs that fell down my face out the way. And I'm just going ahead and brushing them.
Working up until I see the sun. I fuck a bitch on the jet. People would get on her neck. She only call me for 6. Speeding the bitch. I stick up my foot on their neck. Finna put on the wrist. We used to drop it at X.